Ooh, all right. There's my sick ass intro again, guys. Hope you hope you all are really feeling it. Get my camera going here. Ooh, yeah, there it is. Oh, yep. Didn't want that. Keep that shit mute. All right, babies. Ooh, that might have been my quickest setup yet. Because remember, I'm kind of streamlining this shit. I I did happen to set up a thumbnail just in time. And the time it took, see, I got the intro going now, right? And and while that's going, I set up my thumbnail because for some fucking stupid reason, it doesn't let me set my thumbnail up through YouTube Studios on my computer, which is actually a Steam Deck. Maybe it's some Linux shit. It tells me the file's too big. And then I go to my phone and I can change it to whatever thumbnail I want, and it doesn't say the file's too big when I do it on my phone. So I just do it on my fucking phone because I don't give a shit. And comically enough, my phone's my camera. So if I need to do something on my phone, I can't use my camera. I can't live stream. So it's kind of hilarious. I mean, that's the struggle of like me using all gaming devices for my game channel, basically. But I guess the phone is it's a mobile gaming device technically, as the corporations would like us to believe. It's its own entire genre of gaming, apparently, that everybody does. People pay premium money to play games on phones. At least I do, because all the free games fucking suck. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I thought there was a little business. I can turn on my quiet little AI generated jams here in the background. I'm not musically inclined, although I am slightly, but I'm out of. I need to fuck around with it more. So hopefully, eventually, what I want to do is use the Krog DS9 on my DSi to make the intro music for the channel. But unfortunately, as it stands, I don't have the skill. I won't be able to make anything better than AI for the time being. But I think eventually I'll be able to make something cool enough that I can replace the intro song with something I made with the DS, and it'll be in keeping with the channel being like completely run on gaming devices. So that's pretty cool. I do have some notes on some shit I want to talk about. I'm gonna look up a couple little topics. Like I'm gonna do some live research. Let's say. I mean, I've looked some of this stuff up already, but I'm gonna live research the tabs and shit just so you guys kind of see where I'm going for this stuff. Kind of the topics that I want to bring up, whether it's pertinent, whether there is something to look up. As per usual, we might take a little swim through some of the trailers for games and movies that may have popped up. So, gonna set that up. And yeah, I'm pumped. I'm pumped about it. Yeah, I don't know if anybody was live chatting last night. I had my shit set to top fans instead of just all messages are visible for the live chat. It said some messages, such as potential spam, may not be visible. Sometimes that'll just make it like just regular ass people's messages invisible to me. So it's done it to me in the past. I've had to toggle shit. You dig? But I mean, fuck. Nobody watches me anyway, and I kind of rely on the extra views from just posting it afterwards, is what I feel like. Like a few people. I'm trying to make these streams mostly me just talking, like, and try to be mindful of whatever I'm showing on the screen so I can just like verbalize it as best as I can while I'm chilling and chatting. Which brings me to the first topic that I want to talk about, which is labeled in the name of this video, actually. I want to see real quick if I want to make sure that I'm actually live and I can hear myself and shit. So there's going to be an echo for a second, but it's just me making sure that I'm not just talking in silence here. Actually, I want to see real quick if... Okay, yeah, we're good. We're good. We're 100%. Yeah, so the first thing I wanted to talk about, and we'll look up a little bit of shit here in a minute, to kind of back up what I'm trying to chat about here. I want to talk about, which this is a tough topic, I think, for a lot of gamers, and it is for me. I'm currently struggling with it. Is coming back to games, man. Like, and I'm talking about when you set a game down, you don't remember the fucking controls anymore. You don't understand the mechanics. You forgot all of the characters, the story, if there is a viable story or one that matters. Like, everything gone out the fucking window. You remember it well enough that you don't want to do all the shit you did over again, but you don't remember it well enough to be 100% knowing what is going on going forward and feeling like you're going to be able to play it in a fulfilling way without restarting, okay? And I know that was pretty long-winded, but in other words, a game that you have crossed the Rubicon on, like the point of no return. Like, if you don't finish that save file, you're never going to finish that fucking game because you went too far. Like, I've had games that I've put down many times, unfortunately, that I was like 40 hours into. There's a few games that have like chased me my entire life that I have still, the games that I love, that I have still yet to beat. Games that I have still yet to fucking beat, man. And those are games I'm working on. My first suggestion, which this is one I've seen in other videos, and I don't particularly think the videos that I've seen for suggestions on how to handle this fucking shit, I don't really think that they've had great suggestions. Like, all the suggestions I've seen are kind of bullshit. I'll hit on the one suggestion that I thought was worthwhile, and it's like kind of the weakest one. Making a list of the games that you're working on, that you're trying to complete in the moment, and don't, like, there's a distinction too between the games you're working on and then I like to call it, I guess, or I don't really like to call it this, but I can't think of another way to say it, and then the games that you like to fucking snack on, the comfort food games, you know, like the games you always come back to because you can just kind of infinitely play, you know, that certain game. For some people, it's like Dark Souls. For other people, it's like one particular title they'll keep coming back to, a gacha game, an FPS, some kind of competitive something or other. There's always going to be that one game you can come back to forever. You know, I call those like forever games. And they're also like comfort food. It's easy to just go back to those and fuck off whatever the fuck games you were trying to play through, even if you liked them, right? So I think the first thing you should do is write a list. But don't just write a list, because fuck, you're just going to end up writing a list of every game you own. Write a list of the games that you still have enough memories of that you feel like you could complete the game. Like, you remember it well enough, you feel like you could finish it, you know? So write a list first is what I'm going to say. And then once you got your list, narrow it down. If your system, or if your list is multi-console, like on my list, I've got it like labeled, right? And then I have little boxes I can check. But I've got in parentheses on the side ones that are system specific, that I'm playing it on a specific system. So then what I like to do is I like to keep it down to one game per system that you have to finish. One that you're definitely working on and finishing. So right now for me, it's Ghostwire Tokyo on the PS5. And this is one of the comeback games for me. And then which the last time I was playing through Ghostwire Tokyo was almost 4 years ago, and I've come back to my save game, and I know what's going on. It's insane. I figured it out. I'm going to share my tips momentarily with you on how I came back to it, which a lot of games actually have this shit. Current games, they have those modern commodities is what they would call that. But with Ghostwire, that would be the game that I'm working on the PS5 right now. And think of it this way, if you don't own all the consoles or whatever, think of it like virtual consoles. Like if you're playing, you can even split it up by like the graphical fidelity, you know what I mean? 32 bits, like a 2D game, let's say, if you're going through a Metroidvania, whatever, you figure out the way to do it, but I split it up by consoles because that works and helps for me. So yeah, I got Ghostwire Tokyo on the PS5 right now. I've got Castlevania Circle of the Moon on the Game Boy Advance. And then I've got Unlosing Ranger on the PSP. And then there's a couple satellite games on like the PSP and the Game Boy Advance that I'm working on and shit. They're on my list, but these aren't like my hella focus ones, which the ones I just named are like my hella focus games. Those are the three I'm trying to finish. When I finish them, I'll focus on another one for each console. So that's help. And the more you can break it down and divide it into segments, the better. Even though it seems like convoluted to do it, find a way to break it down like I just did through console. Just find your own way to do it, to break it down into categories of some kind. Even if maybe it's genre for you, you know? And that'd be a great way to break it down too. Like working on one of each genre. If you like a handful of, like, let's say you like racing, you like strategy, you like RPG, and you like, I don't know, card battlers. Work on one of each of those if you're not somebody with multi-console collecting, fucking collectathon, pissing into the plastic void like me. But yeah, like, teach their own. But like I said, this is basically formulating a plan of attack and dissecting your enemy, which is your list of fucking games that you want to finish. So once you've done all of that shit, you're going to hit a roadblock, let's say like I did with Ghostwire Tokyo. You're going to hit one of these games. It's like, fuck, I haven't played this game in 4 years. I have a save file that I'm 25 hours into it. It's a collectathon style game because it's open world, which I only like to work on one of those at a time at any given time, if any. So because it's a newer game, all I did is I just went in, I hit the tutorial right away, read through the entire tutorial for all the controls. I actually learned some fucking controls that I don't even think I was utilizing last time I played. But yeah, I reread all of the tutorials in the data section in the menu. And then after that, I went to the data section in the menu and went to the characters, and I read all the character bios. And then after that, I went to the missions section, and I reread all the mainline missions that I completed and like their conclusion and shit, because it's all recorded there. For a lot of these open world games, that's the way it is. Even newer games like Final Fantasy 16, shit like that, like that's a game I have to eventually finish, even though I hate it. I'm gonna finish it because I'm gonna finish all the Final Fantasies. But like, yeah, that game also has a robust data system, just like the new Final Fantasy Tactics. They put out a pretty robust data system for that game, which is kind of a treat to investigate if you're just a fan of the game, you know, like a longtime fan. But yeah, so if the game possesses it, you should find the section with the data, get reacquainted with the characters, look at your old mainline missions, and then look at the tutorial for the game. So that's kind of like a summation of what you can do with newer games, okay? Now it's a kind of a different animal going back to older games. At least with the newer games, it's cool because you're actually interacting with a part of the game also that a lot of players typically don't interact with. Like for me, unless I really like a game, unless I really like it, I'm intrigued, I am seldomly compelled to go to the data section of a game and investigate. So when you're confronted with this situation, it creates a scenario where you can actually go enjoy that part of the game that the developers put so much work into, to make it, in my opinion, the game all the more accessible, even after time has passed, you know? So that's what's up if we're talking about modern games that have those commodities that you can look in there. Now, let's say you're going back to an older RPG. For instance, one of the crowning jewels for me, one of the fucking gems on my crown, have gone back and done beat it, was Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And I put that game down because I just didn't fucking like it, man. I didn't like the main. I eventually, what's his name, Sora, whatever the fuck is not. No, that's I'm thinking of Kingdom Hearts. Uh, I think that's kind of close to his dumbass name. I'm gonna look it up just because I don't want to fucking